So everybody wants to take Charlie Kirk out of context and post these little 13-second clip videos of him saying that pew pew violence is necessary, and yeah, we're gonna have some unalivings, but it's worth it. And he met his match, and he met his end, and that's what he wanted, and that's what he deserved. But they don't want to post the whole thing. And this clip, this whole thing has been taken down, but yours truly found it. Yes, I did. It's 3 minutes and 50 something seconds, and I want you to watch it. I want you to tell me what you think, because context matters. Context matters. And whenever you hear the whole thing, you're gonna hear it. I don't care what side you're on. You're gonna hear it if you're honest with yourself, and you're gonna be like, huh, yeah, that makes sense. Because it does. It does. And so we're gonna continue on this posting videos of what Charlie said, because all of the people that are trying to say, ha 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 ha, look, he got what he deserved. All those people, we're not gonna post those videos. There's already people out there that are posting those videos, and I don't wanna do that. I'm gonna post the videos that show the truth, because the truth will set you free.
How's it going, Charlie? I'm Austin. I just had a question related to Second Amendment rights. We saw the shooting that happened recently, and a lot of people are upset. But I'm seeing people argue for the other side that they want to take our Second Amendment rights away. How do we convince them that it's important to have the right to defend ourselves and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's a great question. Thank you. So I'm a big Second Amendment fan, but I think most politicians are cowards when it comes to defending why we have a Second Amendment. This is why I would not be a good politician. Or maybe I would, I don't know. But because I actually speak my mind. The Second Amendment is not about hunting. I love hunting. The Second Amendment is not even about personal defense. That is important. The Second Amendment is there, God forbid, so that you can defend yourself against a tyrannical government.
Come on.
1000%.
And if that talk scares you, wow, that's radical, Charlie. I don't know about that. Well, then you have not really read any of the literature of our founding fathers. Number two, you've not read any 20th century history. You're just living in Narnia. By the way, if you were actually living in Narnia, you would be wiser than wherever you're living, because C.S. Lewis was really smart. So I don't know what alternative universe you're living in. You just don't want to face reality that governments tend to get tyrannical, and that if people need an ability to protect themselves and their communities and their families. Now, we must also be real. We must be honest with the population. Having an armed citizenry comes with a price. And that is part of liberty.
Wow.
Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year. That's a price. You get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having products, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. Wow. So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen.
Right.
You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home,
yes,
by having more armed guards in front of schools. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. So then how do you reduce? Very simple. People say, oh, Charlie, how do you stop school shootings? I don't know. How did we stop shootings at baseball games? Because we have armed guards outside of baseball games. That's why. How do we stop all the shootings at airports? We have armed guards outside of airports. How do we stop all the shootings at banks? We have armed guards outside of banks. How do we stop all the shootings at gun shows? Notice there's not a lot of mass shootings at gun shows. There's all these guns. Because everyone's armed. If our money and our sporting events and our airplanes have armed guards, why don't our children?
Amen. And that, my friend, is why context matters. Because he wasn't saying it like they're saying it. And they won't show the whole clip because it doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit their narrative. And that's why they've always clipped him, because it doesn't fit their narrative. They want to say that he's transphobic and he's Islamophobic and he's an anti-Semite and he's against gays and he's against this and he's against... And I can show you clip after clip after clip after clip that disproves that. And that's what I'm going to do, because I am one of those guys that I listened to Charlie Kirk's podcast. I listened to so many things that he did. I was such a fan, and he was a follower of Christ, and he did believe in doing the right thing. And just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that it wasn't something that he believed in. And that's what makes our country great, is that we have the freedom of speech to say what we want and not have to worry about some idiot doing what they did on September the 10th. You know what I mean? And the fact that the media has been pushing this and saying this and inflaming the public, this is all on the media. His blood will forever be on their hands. And for anybody else that can't figure it out, watch it again. Open your ears, my darling son, and figure it out, because it's right there. Maybe you just have some like blind, I don't know, anger, hey, whatever it is, but remove the blinders from your eyes, remove the wax out of your ears, and listen to it again, because context matters. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you think about this. It has been deleted from the internet. I don't know why. I went to the Wayback Machine and it gave me the link to the YouTube. I went to the link to the YouTube and it has been removed. I called the church where this was, and they had me email. I emailed them. I ended up finding this in a different way, but you're welcome, because there are no clips on this anywhere that I've been able to find. There's a 2-minute and 20-second clip, and it doesn't have all of that. That's 3 minutes and 51 seconds, 3 minutes and 52 seconds. But none of them have the entire thing. And I think the reason why that is because they don't want to remind the public why we have 2A. That's why J6 was so scary to them. And I want you to always remember that, is that it wasn't anything about what happened on January of 2021. It has nothing to do with that. It was the fact that they realized that we were so close to realizing that we are the ants and we can overrun them if they choose to continue to get out of line, and the populace wakes up. That's why they don't ever show the videos of what happens at these campuses when little kids are getting mowed down. They never show that, because if they did, the right, who are the ones that are armed, would freak out and take back their country. And that's why you lefties that are trying to push, and all this stuff, you don't want the right to come down on you like a sack of bricks, because that's what would happen. The right, Charlie Kirk was the dam, he was the barrier. He was the mediator. He was the only one that was reaching out to you guys, extending an olive branch and trying to talk it out, because the far right, the ones who y'all like to say that everybody that doesn't agree with you is a far right, the far right would take you in the back and you would take a dirt nap. Plain and simple. I've seen some of you Antifa, some of you lefties, and you're like, and that's how you fight. Have you seen the video? I have. There'd be 2 hits. Them hitting you, you hitting the floor. Plain and simple. Anyways, I'm not trying to spread all that. Comment below. This is an amazing video. We're going to do Charlie Kirk videos, at least one a day, to show how actually of a great man he was, because he was. He loved his country, he loved Jesus, he loved his family, and he wanted us to be better. He wanted us to do better. And they silenced him permanently for it. So, anyways, I'm hearing my anger build, and so we're gonna cut it. And I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Comment below, share this with your friends, and yeah, see ya.